I'm really glad that it's you that is saying this, because if I had said it, people would say, hey,
It won't make me
they
less...
want to emasculate the man.
Amaka,
They
will not
want
make
to
me
make
less.
him less of a man because he's not bringing in money.
You are listening to Wivesroundtable with Amaka.
Hey people, welcome to this exciting episode of the Wivesroundtable Show. My name is Amaka Chibuzo-Obi. The topic we're going to be talking about on this show today is a topic that is becoming an increasing sight to behold in many homes. What am I talking about? I'm talking about when a man falls. When a man is met with hard times, when a man is met with difficult situations and falls from the place where he has been financially, emotionally, psychologically, how does this affect the family? What can the man do? What can the woman do in this instance? That's exactly what we're going to be looking at on today's edition of the show. It's becoming more common that we see this happen, especially with the kind of economic situation we have in the country. So you may not be the one in this situation, but the topic is one that you can use to help somebody you know in this particular situation. So don't go anywhere, because we have real information in store for you today. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back. My name, of course, is Amaka Chibuzo-Obi, and joining me today on the show is my big brother, my friend, my mentor. Join me as I welcome Uncle Clem, is what I call him, but his name is Clement Okafor. Welcome to the Wivesroundtable Show.
Thank you once more, Amaka. It's good having you again. I haven't seen you for some time.
For a while,
yes.
I'm
most delighted being with you today.
It's always a pleasure having you. So let's discuss when a man falls. Now, this is something that we are seeing happen more commonly these days. The economy is biting really hard on so many people, and we're seeing many men not being where they used to be financially. And this is causing a lot of problems in marriages, right? We see it every time. Our DMs are full with this kind of complaints. Oh, I fell. Oh, my wife is disrespecting me because she's the one bringing the money in, and all of those things. First of all, just tell us what you think about the whole situation of a man being the breadwinner and then suddenly not being capable of being the breadwinner again. As a man, how can that kind of situation be? Because the truth is, we're women, and we can only speculate on how the man may be feeling. But you're a man. So tell us, the women, how it is for men when that kind of thing happens.
Well, thank you, Amaka. This situation we are talking about now is something that a lot of cases like that are beginning to come up, in recent times. Naturally, the desire of every man is to have a family and to be able to cater for your family. I think every right-thinking man that is going into marriage or building a home will naturally want to provide practically everything for the family. He enters with that idea, with that mentality, and then maybe things also begin to move in that direction. First year, second year, third year, even up to the 10th or 15th year. And then suddenly, something just happens. Either there is recession, maybe recession comes, sometimes people have been duped, sometimes a business is caught fire, sometimes those working in the bank, something just happens. And then the situation just changes around, and then reverse becomes the case. The financial burden now falls on the woman, and then the man is like the man now taking the position of the woman. It's a situation that is for a lot of men, it's not easy for them to handle. But for some who have, developed their mind and have had one or two experiences, they can manage it. But I tell you, for a lot of men, they can't manage it because some people can't stand it. Once a man finds himself in that situation, the first thing, if he's not careful, he will begin to see himself as somebody who cannot be able to provide. Or two, is it that I will now begin to ask my wife to give me money now, Will I now be taking money from the wife? I've been the one that's always giving the woman. I will now go back to collecting from.
So what does that kind of thought do to the man? I want you to explain it to us.
For a man, it is very, very hurting. It's hurting. In fact, it affects men's ego. It will hit his ego very, very well. And if it is not managed, it can actually lead to a total breakdown
of the marriage. Right?
For some men, what they do, they become very aggressive. They become aggressive to their wife. Even when the wife is trying to manage the situation, they become aggressive because they want to still have control. They want to still have control, even though you are not the one bringing the finance. They want to feel, let me quickly take control of this woman, or before she begins to order me around.
Step on my head.
Even if I'm not providing.
It's a case of, I lost money, I can't lose control.
Yeah, exactly.
And so they come with that aggression. Because I've seen it. I've witnessed it with a family that I once lived with when I was growing up. And what you said, you just hit the nail on the head. That aggression. And I kept wondering, but this woman is not... She's not belittling you. She's not disrespecting you. She's still covering you. People outside don't even know what's going on. And yet, you won't allow this woman, like we say, drink water and drop cup. You're constantly antagonizing her. You're always yelling, shouting, trying to subdue her. Yet, she's the one providing in the home. I didn't used to understand it.
It is just the fear of losing that control. The fear of not having to stand in the place of taking orders, taking authority from the man and feeling that, somebody who is supposed to respect me, I will now be the one respecting the person. Because finance plays a major role in the family. Yeah. Like they always say that romance without finance won't go far. Do you understand? So that finance is very, very important for the man to be there. But if you find yourself in that situation, I think that situation must be managed, because if it is not managed, it's going to have adverse effect on the marriage, it's going to have adverse effect on the children, it will even have adverse effect even on their sexual intimacy. It's going to affect a whole lot of things. So that's why it is important that they manage it very, very, very well, because sometimes it's temporal. Sometimes it could just be something that will happen with just 6 months. For some, it could be just a few months. Some, it could be 1 year, 2 years, longer. 3 years. Yeah, longer time for the man to, to get up and be on his feet again. And I will also say, in a situation like that, the women also should also be very mindful, because if you have a husband who has been providing, who has always met his financial responsibilities, and even while he had money, he was so good. It wasn't as if he was exerting too much control on you, but at least he was a good man. He managed the family he managed the relationship very well. And now, that thing that gave him that strength, which is finance, even though finance is not the only thing it's not the only thing that gives authority in the house, because you can see a man who does not have money,
yet he exerts that authority,
there's that
because
authority,
of how he treats his wife,
how he treats the children and all that, But like I said, romance without finance is still an issue. It's still an issue.
So you're talking about the woman being mindful of that. So I just wanted you to know where you stopped, because we're going on a quick break now. When we come back, I want you to expatiate on that, the woman being mindful. So I want you to explain what you really mean by the woman should be mindful, and then you go on to now help us understand how a man can manage that situation, because a lot of men right now are in that situation. They don't know how to manage it. They think their lives are over. Many of them fall into depression. Many of them, come with that aggression and end up scattering the entire marriage. There's so many ways that they react to it, which is not ideal. So what we want to figure out is how best can one manage that situation to ensure that the situation passes without the family or the marriage passing. We'll discuss all of that right after this quick break. Don't go anywhere. Wow, we've had a really enlightening time in the first half of this episode of the Wivesroundtable Show. I'm still here, Amaka Chibuzo-Obi, with Pastor Clem, Uncle Clem. I had to think about it before calling him. I'm still here with Clement Okafor. We're still discussing when a man falls. I remember that when we were growing up, there was this sticker that we used to see at the back of cars. The downfall of a man is not the end of his life. And that's actually the truth. We're having this conversation to help people who are in this sort of situation where the man is suddenly in a situation of financial distress. A man who used to be the breadwinner suddenly finds himself unable to win the bread and is now being challenged as a result of that. Before we went on the break, Clement was talking about the woman being mindful. And I mentioned that, anyone who will say, how is she not mindful? It's obvious that she's the one bringing the money, so she's mindful. But I want you to explain what you meant by that.
Okay, when I said that the woman should be mindful, I was trying to say that the woman should be knowing of the situation.
And aware.
Yes, should be aware of the situation and also how that situation should be handled. Because if it is not properly handled or not well handled, it could lead to, it could affect the man so negatively, even though she didn't have any bad intentions. The man can read other meanings. So she has to be mindful of the way she will address the man, the way she will share whatever is available, and the way to handle the man's emotion generally. Because if all these elements are handled very well, that situation, they will manage it and they will come out of it.
When you were talking, something came to me. When this kind of thing happens, something changes even in the man's brain, I think, because the way he now processes things changes.
Definitely.
So when the going was good, so to say, when everything was okay, there are things that the woman would say, the man would overlook. There are sentences the woman would use that the man wouldn't read meaning into it. If the woman comes and says, I better come off for here, Joe, it can be played. Yes. They can even just fall on each other and laugh. But once he's in that situation and the woman says, I better come off for here, Joe.
Is it because you are not giving me money? Is it because you are not providing?
Exactly.
That kind of,
Since you started bringing money into this house, you've been started talking to me anyhow. I'm not your mate. I used to be the one to do this and that. He takes it the other way. So I really hear you when you say the woman should be mindful. Because situation has changed. Everything is now critical.
Very, very
so
critical.
there are things that you would have said before that would have been okay, that if you say it now.
Especially when you know that your husband is a sensitive type. There are men that are very every single word you speak, they read meaning to it. So if you know that your husband is the type that reads meaning, even though he wasn't reading too much meanings to words when he was in control. But you know that any word you say, he doesn't just take it, he thinks about it, he reads meaning. This time around, you have to be very calculative. So that there will be peace.
Wow. It's a lot. It's a lot of work both for the man and the woman. It's
exactly.
a lot of work.
Yeah.
So now tell us how one can manage it, how the man should manage it and how his wife also should manage it. Yes,
I think, on both sides, each person has a part to play. For the man, I want the man or the men, let me put it so since I'm not talking to one man, I want the men who are in that similar situation to know that, look, life changes. Today can be beautiful, tomorrow it can change, then next tomorrow it can it becomes beautiful again. I want you to know that if you find yourself in that situation, take it calmly. Your wife was not the one that put you in that situation. It's just that life changed and she found herself being the one now to take care. When you find yourself in that position, please try and also support her. Try and also help her. What do I mean by support? If you are no longer bringing money the way you used to bring money, and you find that your wife is bringing 95% of the finance, there are other ways that you can help her. Because if you also help her manage the situation, there will be peace.
Absolutely.
Because if you keep shouting, keep talking, it will get to a point that she will cry out, she will burst out.
And if you are in this situation, I just needed to talk about that. You said bringing in 95% of the finances. And then some men will still not want to help out even in the house.
No, that is
so
wrong.
It's now as if the woman is bearing the burden of finance as well as home and children upkeep.
Exactly.
So it's too much. I mean, there are women who begin to now resent the man, who begin to, act out. And then you say it's because you are the one bringing the money. That's why you're disrespecting me. It may not necessarily be about the money.
Really, it's not about the money. It's not about, because I mean, there are families where there is money and yet they are fighting.
So if
you have the money, there are other things that you need to do. If you are, as a man, you are not bringing in money, but you can help out. The children wake up in the morning, you don't bring money, you allow her, she will wake up, bathe the children, give them food, take them to school, and you just be there lying on the bed. No, it doesn't make any sense.
Absolutely.
If you have to wake up in the morning, help her, get the children ready for school, quickly go and drop them, come back, and then, or in the evening, if she's the type that closes late from work and you come back early to work, what stops you as a man? Go into the kitchen. Darling, what are we eating today? If you are the type that can cook, if you can cook, because not every man that can cook. If you are the type that can cook, what stops you from entering the kitchen? Prepare the food. When she comes, darling, I've made our dinner for today. Let's just, I know that, I mean, today, you probably must have done so much in the office. I don't want you to come back home again and start doing the same thing. I just decided I should support her in that way. She will appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Those little things that you can do to help her, to reduce the tension. Do it for her. She will be happy. And it will still make the bond between the two of you to be there.
Absolutely.
Don't come back, you start shouting, because you didn't bring in money, and then you walk this woman. No, support her in whatever you need to. If she has to cook, you can even stay in the kitchen with her.
And be gisting.
Talk with her. The little that you can do, you do it. If she's in the room, just anyhow, you can help her with the children's assignment. If the children are the ones that do assignment, help out instead of her coming and then coming to do assignment again for the children. Just sit down, do those assignments for the children. You would have taken that burden off her. Because I know a lot of women do a lot when they come back from work.
It's very important you mentioned this.
But now you're at home. Yeah.
I'm really glad that it's you that is saying this, because if I had said it, people would say, hey, they want to emasculate the man.
Amaka,
they want to make him less of a man because he's not bringing in money. That is not what this is. This is the fact that there is something that used to be. It's no longer that way. Things have changed. It's only an unwise person that will not change with a changing situation. So if it has changed, we are not saying, okay, become a maid or become a doormat or become this. We're just saying find ways that you can support your wife in this regard, so that she's not carrying 100% or 90% or 95% of the financial burden, as well as the other burdens that are there for her to carry. You're just trying to ease her load. We're not saying because you don't have money, become houseboy. That's not what we're saying. Besides, if you're even houseboy in quotes, and I'm putting it in quotes, in your own house, who cares? Whose business is it? Who is this person that is even making all of these rules to say, oh, you're not supposed to do this as a man. You're not supposed to wash plate as a man. You're not supposed to eat food cook food as a man. I don't even get who made all of these rules, right? It's your home. You're inside it with your family. There is nobody that puts CCTV in your home to find out when you washed plate and when you did whatever it is that you did.
Even if they put, that's even their own
That's
headache.
even their
You
headache.
want to run your home.
Do you understand? So I just needed us to talk about this because we see it play out so much out there in the world. The woman is complaining, the man is not helping out, and I'm the one bearing all of the burdens. And then you hear people even criticize the woman to say, when the man was bringing money, you were not complaining, you were eating his money, now that you just did small, you've just done 6 months and you're just complaining. No, the woman is probably not complaining because of the money she's bringing, but she's complaining because she doesn't get help or reprieve or support from anywhere. So she's bringing money and she's still doing every other thing that is there to do. So please, let's begin to see marriage for what it is.
There's also the side of the woman, Amaka. It's not. There's also the side of the woman in this.
Very quickly, tell us that side.
Yeah, for the woman too. I also want you to don't take it as an advantage.
over the man.
And then you now begin to talk to the man anyhow.
Yes.
Begin to tell him that you're a useless man, your mates are there doing this, you are doing that.
Absolutely.
Or you talk to him anyhow, and then you begin to now kill his ego.
Absolutely.
As a man.
Very
You have
important.
to be careful. Encourage him. Let him know that the situation he finds himself is just temporary. But that you are there to support him. Whatever you have, you shouldn't worry. Whatever you have, it is the two of you that have it. You know, don't shout at him. Don't talk to him anyhow. Sometimes you might not even need to make your children to know that you are the one that is bringing. Sometimes you want to give the children money. You tell, your daddy said I should give you this one. So, but just to keep his dignity and make him feel that, look, you are still the man of the house.
I think at the end of the day, do unto your partner as you would like to be done unto you. It's the bottom line of everything. If you are on the other side of the divide, how would you like your partner to treat you? So if we look at marriage this way as something that I'm coming in to treat the other person the way I would love to be treated, I don't think there will be any issues at all. People will do what they are meant to do without having to cast aspersions or disrespect the other person. So thank you so very much, Clement. It's always such a pleasure having you. All right, I hope you had value from this edition of the Wives Roundtable Show. My name is Amaka Chibuzo-Obi, and I want to encourage you to please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Share this video with your friends and family. I know you know one or two people who will get value from this video, so please make sure to share it to them and get them to subscribe to this channel as well. Support our work that we do here at Wives Roundtable, which is focused on raising wholesome families that will thrive, succeed, and bring peace to the world. I really look forward to hearing from you. Drop me your comments. Tell me what you would like us to talk about here on Wives Roundtable. I absolutely would love to hear from you. Until I come your way in the next video, this is me saying, have a wonderful, wonderful day. God bless you all. Bye.